Epic Universe is Universal's newest creation, announced in 2019, and 6 years later, held its grand opening on May 22nd, 2025. I was lucky enough to be there for this event, and if you want to see my experience, check out my vlog, that link's down below, and also, if you want to see my full park review, that link's down below too. Because of the light crowds, I got to ride almost everything, and ride them over and over again, so today I'm going to share my experiences and rank them up. These are the rides of Epic Universe, ranked from worst to best. Epic Universe has 11 rides, 2 main shows, and 2 play areas for kids. I was able to get on 9 of those rides, so for the 2 I missed, I'll have to use my best judgment. Number 11, Fire Drill. Located in the Isle of Berk, this water-based ride was one that I skipped. If you don't already know, I'm actually a cat.
I'm not a cat.
No really, I am a cat and I don't like water, so this one seemed like a good one to skip. This is kid-friendly, and you basically ride in a giant sailing ship, shooting water cannons at targets to earn points, and you can even use the cannons to soak other boats, which to me is so not cool. Its theme is Viking twins Rough Nut and Tough Nut transforming their fire school into an interactive boat battle, trying to combat all the fire-breathing dragons around the Isle of Berk. Number 10, Yoshis Adventure. By far the most kid-friendly ride in the park, located in Super Nintendo World. This is one of those rides that has one giant loop to sit in, full of different colored Yoshis, and you take a slow lap around the upper level of Super Nintendo World, looking for 3 glowing eggs. When you see each egg, you press the egg buttons in front of you that correspond with that color. On top of that, you are immersed in Super Nintendo theming, so even though it's slow, it's still a fun ride and the small kids will love it. Number 9, Constellation Carousel. Another kid-friendly ride, this one outside the portals and inside Celestial Park. I was saving this one for Amy, but once the girls got there, we just never got around to it. This carousel is multi-dimensional, the entire thing's spinning, but you're also spinning in a smaller circle inside, so you're facing all different directions. It's got music, it's got a nice cosmic theme. You can ride all sorts of creatures, lions, dragons, peacocks, and this thing is huge. No shortage of seating on a busy day. I do wish I could have ridden this. It was not my intention to skip it, but that's the way it works out sometimes. Number 8, Dragon Racers Rally. This skyfly in the Isle of Berk is something you can find at several other parks, like the Mall of America or Lost Island, and Universal tried to make it better on capacity by installing 2 identical models side by side. I only rode one side, and I've never been good about getting these to flip, but the ride cycle was noticeably short. I think we went around 3 times and it was over. This is meant to keep the line moving, but it's also not much of a payoff once you reach the end of the line. Number 7, Curse of the Werewolf. Our first coaster, this one in Dark Universe. It's very short but very punchy, having a main launch and a swing launch, getting up to 37 miles an hour, and that's plenty fast for a spinning coaster that compact. I know some people really like this coaster, but for me it kinda seemed out of place, shoved into the tiny Dark Universe to give it one more attraction. Not very well themed, it's pretty much the bare minimum when it comes to Universal standards. The station and the brake run have some things to look at, but we're not talking about animatronics or anything like that. The whole ride is surrounded by nets, probably because they let you ride with all your stuff and don't want anything flying out, but it makes it look ugly. The swing launch helps extend the ride time, but by the end, you're still wondering if that was it. So, not a bad ride for a small park, just a weird fit for Epic Universe. Number 6, Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. I was very curious about this interactive ride in Super Nintendo World. I wasn't sure how the hats and visors played into it, so I walked in ready to be surprised. You pick up a hat before you board, and then you put on your visor once you sit down. This will make you see things that aren't really there, something I've never seen before personally. You ride through the course, collecting coins, throwing red shells, trying to beat Bowser's team. At first, I thought it was kinda lame, but it got better and better as the ride went along, my favorite being Rainbow Road. I was, and still kind of am, an avid Mario Kart 64 player, so I appreciated this one. It is a very cool ride that should not be missed. And yes, you can lose. I won my race, but when Sophie rode later, she said Bowser won, so this is a legit race. Number 5, Hiccups Wing Gliders. Our second coaster, this intimate family launch coaster is in the Isle of Berk, and it seems to have gotten a very good reception so far, and I can see why. Themed to a flying machine Hiccup invented, you board the train and fly with Hiccup, starting off with a punchy launch. My favorite part is the way it goes over the water and then dives under a bridge, going into some tight turns that can kinda make you start to gray out, something you don't expect from a family coaster. Then you stop in a show section where the dragon eggs are hatching, and go into kind of a swing launch to get over the top of the final hill and finish the ride. It's butter smooth, has good in-ride theming, has good forces, feels like a pretty long ride. All in all, it's a quality family coaster. Number 4, Minecart Madness. Our third coaster, and the one that takes the coaster silver medal. This is a boom coaster that Universal has been working on, the car running on a track underneath the main visible track, allowing the illusion of actually jumping the track. This is located in Super Nintendo World, but has its own back section on the lower level, Donkey Kong Country. This is really the only thing in this area, very hidden and not easy to find, but still drew some of the longest lines on opening day. I knew this had some moments where it, quote, jumps the track, but I didn't expect the entire ride to be full of so many great tricks. Walking up the stairs, near collisions, swooping drops where the track drops off, a splash into the water, and of course, your classic track jumps. The whole ride keeps you captivated from start to finish, entertained, laughing. Not really forceful, but some of those drops are kind of intense. But this ride does exactly what it sets out to do, and I call this one of the most unique and creative coasters ever built. Number 3. Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment. When I heard Epic Universe had an amazing dark ride themed to monsters, here I am thinking it had something to do with Monsters Inc., which, of course, would be at a Disney park, not Universal. But anyway, this is the signature attraction in Dark Universe, the new generation of dark ride technology. You enter a haunted mansion-style building, go into a pre-show where Dr. Victoria Frankenstein shows off her monster, unveiling this amazing animatronic, saying her next project is Dracula. And that's where everything goes wrong. Dracula revolts and unleashes a bunch of other monsters, and your ride is Frankenstein trying to regain control of all of them. This has 4-across seating, your vehicle attached to an arm, tilting you forward, backward. Just great mobility all around, and this switches from screens to animatronics and back so well. Pretty much a more advanced Forbidden Journey. This ride is amazing and scary and leaves you in awe. It was super hyped up going in, and I'd say it met expectations, didn't exceed them. So I'm giving this the very respectable number 3 spot in the park. Number 2, Stardust Racers. This was the first thing people noticed in those early renderings of the park. What was that dual-track yellow coaster? We found out it was a dueling Mock Rides launch coaster, full of airtime hills and 5,000 feet of track. But the question was, how powerful would it be? I think we were all satisfied with the way it turned out. If you want to see my full review on this, that link's down below, so I'll just hit the main points here. You have a green side and a yellow side, and I don't personally consider it 2 credits because they are so similar. The most obvious difference is the inversion, known as a celestial spin. The green side launches you upside down as you rise up. The yellow side flips you upside down as you go down. I like the yellow side more because of this. But again, I don't want to give each side its own spot in my top 10 because they are so similar, so I rank them together. Located in Celestial Park and themed to a comet going out to the stars, this has some good qualities, but is still kind of one-dimensional. It does have 2 launches in the one inversion, but it's mainly just an airtime machine, ejector hill after ejector hill. I'm not complaining, that's a great thing, and for that it ranks very high on my list. A coaster you can ride over and over again and never get bored. Number 1, Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry. I'll admit, for most of the day, I thought I was going to miss out on this. It was broken all day, and when it came back online, it was between a 3 and 4 hour wait. About 4 hours before park close, I was standing outside the entrance, noticing not that many people were entering the queue, and I was thinking that 3 hour posted wait time might be a whole lot less. Sure enough, instead of 180 minutes, it was just 80. So I am very glad and very fortunate I took the chance and got my one ride. The Harry Potter Ministry of Magic area is themed to 1920s Paris, and you take the Metro Flu from Paris to the Ministry of Magic in Britain, just in time to see Dolores Umbridge stand trial. The queue is absolutely astonishing. I don't think I've seen anything that massive before, and it's impressive all the way until you board the ride. This is just a warm-up for the mind-blowing ride itself. You board your lift. It is supposed to be an elevator car, which is why it looks so much like the cars on Tower of Terror. And right from the start, you can't tell what's real, what's fake, if you're going into an area or if it's just a screen. All you can really do is sit back and be amazed at what the Universal engineers are capable of. You don't even need to know about Harry Potter to appreciate how cool this ride experience was, and I think it's the premier attraction at Epic Universe. So, there you have it. Let me know what you think of my ranks, and if you have any other opinions, sound off in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, and if you're new here and love coasters, please give me a sub. I want to thank my Patreons. If you want bonus access, bonus content, and have your name listed at the end of each video, check my links below and join. Also, check out my second channel where I post copyright-free off-ride footage. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.